Well, hello and welcome to this. And no, I do not have a light source yet. I am working on it though. Easter weekend was a little crazy for me, so hopefully maybe next week. I get 3 days off this week, so we'll see. Though my day off tomorrow will probably be pretty busy. So, and same thing with Thursday. So, we'll see. At some point, I will get a light source, and you will have my somewhat, I guess, face on here, since so many of you seem to think that's so important. But anyways, let us continue going here. This is, as the title says, my reviews, thoughts of both Ring of Honor shows from WrestleMania weekend, from last weekend. Sundown, Showdown in the Sun. I keep wanting to say Sundown in the whatever. Showdown in the Sun. Nights 1, Nights 2, and I would love to come on here and lavish praise on both these shows because live both shows were great. I enjoyed both shows tremendously, but I do understand, and these were hard shows to review because of that. You had night 1, which of course the audio was horrible and inexplicably bad, so and was out of sync, which I made it pretty much unwatchable from what I understand. Though what I saw was resynced so that you could actually see what was going on. So, or hear, you could actually hear what's going on. Everything was synced up right, and it was the rebroadcast. But I understand most people probably tried to watch this live, and when you buy an iPay-per-view, you're really not buying it, hoping to see it later. So that's what I put my score on. So for everyone that looks at the scores and goes, "Dear God, look at the, did you look at the match ratings and look at that?" I based it on that because I think that's pretty ridiculous. Um, the same thing with night 2, or day 2, I should say, where you basically, I guess you lost 3 matches. I just thought you lost one, but I guess you lost 3. We haven't even seen the other one. Probably won't see it till DVD. It was another, live. This was an awesome show, but being able to, not being able to, we haven't even gotten the Fire Ant versus TJ Perkins match, which was good live. Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, that match pretty much got neutered because of the delay, even while we were watching it. And then ANX and the Young Bucks, I guess you didn't get to see that either, so that's pretty bad. So and just judging from that, I'm gonna kind of base my scores on that, and I hate doing that. But night 1, as I understand it, it was Go Fight Live issue. Night 2, or day 2, for those of you not aware. I guess there was a brownout in the area, which knocked out the Go Fight Live stuff, which is why nothing was going, even though we had power in the building, as I understand it. So that was the issues there. But because of this, these are, pretty much the biggest weekends for Ring of Honor and kind of their showcased weekends, they have said no more Go Fight Live. They've had issues with them, particularly since Lagana left. Just going from what I understand, and I'm not getting this information from anybody, I'm just going from kind of what I've read from Lagana and just seeing kind of the changes since he's left. He was a big techie guy and kind of understood kind of where the whole streaming thing was going. I believe it was his idea to stay with Go Fight Live when they didn't need to, mainly because the streaming technology continually changes. Particularly, I believe last year we were just getting, I guess they just gotten on the Roku boxes, and they had just gotten where they were going to start streaming on iPhones and iPads and that sort of thing. So the technology was continually going, and they didn't want to have to invest money into something that they were going to have to continually invest to keep up with the demand. And but apparently now they're going to go another route. I don't know what that route is. I would not expect them to go with Gabe's company, because you still have, it's not so much, part of it is with Gabe, but you have to remember part of that whole issue is also with Dragon Gate itself, proper in Japan. So you have all of that going on. Not to go rehash all of that, but you have all of that going on. So I guess we'll find out. The next iPay-per-view is Border Wars, which is in Toronto. It's going to be the first show with Kevin Steen and Davey Richards' title match, their first match. I wouldn't expect it to be their last. I do expect I would, It wouldn't shock me if Steen won, but it would kind of surprise me because you would expect there to be some sort of messed up finish, probably with Cornette getting involved. But yeah, let's just, I'll go through the shows. I would, you know, night one we opened with the Briscoes versus TMDK, which was very fun live. I think the Aussies really, as I said in my other video, I think they really did a good job getting over. So there was that. They definitely showed they belong. Then we had Adam Cole versus Adam Pearce. Yes, the returning Adam Pearce, which was kind of cool. Me and the group I was with, we had seen Adam Pearce this match the night before. It took place on the NWA show. Adam Pearce walked out. They couldn't put the NWA belt up for grabs. Hopefully they bring Adam Pearce back. He is a guy that I think you could use. And him and Adam Cole had an okay match. Wasn't as good as the night before, but it was a much shorter match. So there you go. Then we had All Night Express versus the Young Bucks in their first match. I really didn't think we were going to get two of the same matches this weekend. I thought one would get messed up and we'd get something else, but similar to what we saw in Phoenix with what we were supposed to see, basically the two same matches on both nights that night, and we didn't get that. So I kind of thought that's what we'd get, but that's not what we got. This match was good. Was fun. So there you go. Then we had Jay Lethal versus Kyle O'Reilly. This was kind of disappointing. It was still okay though. So there you go. Then we had World's Greatest Sad Team versus Coleman and Alexander. This was not so good. This was, yeah, what it was. Then we had Lance Storm versus Mike Bennett. Lance Storm showed pretty much that you can go out there and put on, an old school wrestling match, particularly with Mike Bennett, who's kind of an old school heel anyways. And this was a lot of fun live. Commentary helped a lot on this, particularly because it was so much fun live, and you're kind of like, is this going to come off good on, on TV or taped, I guess, or on computer screen. So there was that. Then we had Kevin Steen versus El Generico. This was a very good match. I particularly liked the end of this match. I liked the story with Jimmy Jacobs at the end of this match. I thought it was really good and really played off the match from Final Battle. So, or not from Final Battle, from the anniversary show. So there we go. Then you had Davey Richards versus Eddie Edwards versus Roger Strong. I really liked this. I thought this was a great match. It was not the extra long Ring of Honor match that main event we normally see. I think they've learned their lesson there. The right guy was eliminated first in Eddie Edwards. So we got Davey Richards versus Roger Strong for a little bit. Really liked this match. Thought this was really good. Or great, actually. So there we go. Then we had day 2. And we had more issues. Where, as I said, matches were basically cut off. We started off with El Generico versus Jimmy Jacobs, which was an unadvertised match, and leading from the night before. And as I said, El Generico is a guy that is apparently not signed by Ring of Honor, though they're using him. They need to sign him pronto. He is one of the guys that they need, in my opinion. Like I said, if you were to put up a realistic dream group of guys to have in Ring of Honor, he is one of them, as is Prince Devitt, as is Kenny Omega, and you need at least one of those guys. So there you go. Then we had Ciampa versus Cedric Alexander. This was a squash, and it was a pretty good squash. It got over the fact of Ciampa, doing what he needed to do. Didn't get to see Fire Ant or TJ Perkins yet. I would imagine that's what was on the DVD. That was pretty good live. Then we had Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly again. They were basically told to go out there and stall, and because of that, the crowd got out of it, and then they got out of sync, and it's pretty much crap. I know Big Red had said that he wished they sort of, and I agree. What they should have done is let these guys do their match, have an extra long intermission, explain what was going on. So we're going to go to intermission early because, Go Fight Live went down, might have a long intermission, then have everybody come back and start back up again. It's not where we got, unfortunately, so there we go. Then we had the second All Night Express versus the Young Bucks match, where the Young Bucks went over again. They swept the All Night Express, which is kind of surprising in my opinion, though I think they're kind of teasing All Night Express breaking up. I don't know if that's necessarily the best idea, but there we go. But this was a good match as well, so it just kind of sucks that we got basically the same match both nights. Then you had the Briscoes versus World's Greatest Tag Team. This was pretty good. I enjoyed this, enjoyed it live, enjoyed watching it. I thought that you had much more of kind of an old school feel to it. Particularly liked the fuck you spot with Haas. I thought that was pretty well done. So just pretty enjoyable match. Then we had Kevin Steen versus Eddie Edwards. Oh, this was good. Kind of disappointing in some ways, but I still thought it was a good match. They went out there, did their thing, so there you go. We had Jay Lethal versus Roderick Strong. Really liked this match. Thought this match was pretty good. Definitely liked Roderick Strong going over. I think him as TV champion is a pretty good idea. I think that it sets things up pretty nicely. I like Jay Lethal, but Jay Lethal as TV champion I don't think really worked well. So to me, if it's not Roderick Strong, it needed to be El Generico. I liked El Generico as the TV champion. I thought that worked well, but if he's not signed, you can't have him as title champion. Then we had Davey Richards versus Michael Elgin. This was amazing live. Myself and Brian, who we are kind of the elder statesmen of kind of the group that goes on these trips. And when me and him are jumping up and down and marking out, that says a lot live, and that's what we were doing. And I was really worried this probably didn't come off as well. But my hat goes off to Kevin Kelly and Nigel because they put this match over massive. They were great on commentary all weekend, pretty much, culminating in this match. For everyone that was kind of like, I wonder what that match was like live, it's probably every bit as good because they were awesome on commentary and added so much to this match, which helped it out so much. And yeah, I'm going the full 5 because saw it live, loved it, saw it. You know, whenever there is, you can watch a match taped and go, you know what, that was every bit as good live. Does everybody just taped as it was live because they were able to capture all of that and they were able to add the things they needed to add to make up for it, you not being there live. To me, my hat goes off to you, and this was just an amazing match. As I said, it really sucks that they had the issues that they had because if you look, the overall scores were not good, and that's because of the issues that they had. I'm kind of glad they're leaving Go Fight Live. Like I said, since Logano left, you can definitely tell, and more of I guess the Go Fight Live guys kind of took over, from what I understand. I don't think the quality has been quite as good. So I guess they need to go out and find another techie guy to kind of run the shows. I don't know if they're going to be willing to do that. As far as what they're going to do, I really don't know. Ultimately, I could say go out and invest, because I think they could invest in it. I mean, they were, even through Go Fight Live, they were doing 1,500 buys, even still, even with the product not being as hot as it was. Which, when you got to do, I think somebody told me it was just over 300 buys they had to do to break even with Go Fight Live. So to do that, and then to be able to do that much, if you were keeping all of the profits, I think that says something, and I think it would pay for itself pretty quick if you're willing to invest it and make sure it was done right and all of that. Are they willing to do that? I don't know. Sinclair's pretty cheap, not gonna lie. And so that's a big hill to overcome. But I think if you did that, and I think you could, even if you wanted to, since because as I keep saying, the DVDs they're definitely getting away from, except for the best ofs, that sort of thing. I think if they went out and said, okay, for the people who actually want to see the house shows, and we keep the house shows kind of relevant a bit, which I'm still not sold on. I ultimately think they do need to go to a more traditional house show route, but that's what it is. But if they're going to keep kind of the way they are, maybe do maybe $6 or $7 iPay-per-views that are bare bones, no video packages. Basically, you have 2 cameras maybe set up to catch the action. You explain that there's a bare bones thing, you're going to spend this much money on it, you'll get to see the action live, and no video packages, pretty much nothing like that. You get maybe not even commentary. Maybe all you get is just you get to see the stuff. I don't know if that would sell or not. It's a thought. It would, because if you haven't seen the DVDs pretty much line up to the television pretty damn well now, better than they probably ever did with the HDNet deal. So there you go. But anyways, that is that. So with that, I'm out, Have a good one, and later.